Your wife is selfish, and that's a great thing. Your problem is you're not selfish enough. I'm going to show you why selfishness is actually a virtue, why your wife has mastered it, and why your job is to out selfish her if you want to keep her attracted to you and keep her respecting you in your marriage. You bend over backwards for her, you sacrifice what you want, you compromise consistently. Meanwhile, she has no problem asking for exactly what she wants and expecting you to deliver. And somehow she's still not happy. She's still not satisfied. And you have no idea what else to give her. My name is AD the Kingmaker. I help entrepreneurs, executives, and engineers save their marriages, stop all of their wives' bad behavior, and get their wives desiring them again without begging, without therapy, and without losing themselves in the process. I show you how to get her jumping out her drawers the same way she did during the honeymoon phase. If that's something you're interested in, then subscribe to my page for more content like this. Maybe you're thinking, but being selfish is bad. I'm supposed to be selfless. Maybe you're thinking, if I'm selfish, won't she think I'm an asshole? Maybe you're thinking, marriage is about compromising, putting her needs first. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm already doing everything for her now. How can I possibly be more selfish? Here's the truth. She's already mastered selfishness, and you're getting dominated because you haven't. Let me break down what selfishness actually is. Selfishness is anytime you take an action that enhances you, your abilities, or the qualities of your life. Selfishness is inherently a good thing, even though the masses have been taught that selfishness is a bad thing and has negative connotation. When you are hungry and you go eat, that was a selfish act. You went and got nourishment and nutrients to put into your body to put yourself in a better state, in a better mood. You sustained yourself. No one else benefited from that action but you. That is selfishness. When you call your buddy up and say, hey, bro, let's go hang out, and you chill with your guy and you laugh and you drink and you talk and you reminisce and you nurture that relationship, that is selfish. Why? Because that made you feel good. If it didn't make you feel good to hang out with this person, you wouldn't do it consistently. We do things that make us feel good. Therefore, it is selfishness. And do you want to know who is great at selfishness? Your wife. Okay. And when I say your wife, I really mean women in general. If you don't believe me, just think about this. When you first met her, you had no obligations to this woman. You were a single guy doing his own thing. And maybe you asked her out on the first date, but eventually I'm sure she was like, hey, when am I going to see you again? She made a request of your time because she wanted more of it. That is selfish. And then eventually she hit you with, hey, what are we? Or we're not just going to date forever, are we? Translation, I want to take up even more space in your life. She wants to take up more space in your life because that is selfish. It is going to make her life better to have more of your time and your energy and your space. That is selfish. Then you got engaged. You got married. She said, hey, I want a chocolate cake at the wedding and I want to have 100 people on the guest list. I want a diamond ring. I want all these fixings so that my wedding day can go perfect. Then you got engaged. You got married. She said, hey, I want a chocolate cake at the wedding. I want to have 100 people on the guest list. I want a diamond ring. I want all these fixings so my wedding day can go perfect. The wedding had nothing to fucking do with you, bro. It was all about her and what she wanted. That was selfish. Women have no problem whatsoever conjuring up a desire in their mind and then coming to you and expecting you to fulfill it. They have mastered the art of selfishness, and selfishness is a good thing. So I'm not complaining about it. What I'm saying is you need to be just as selfish, if not more, than your woman, just so you can always balance the dynamics in the relationship. Because again, women are attracted to men who disappoint them. You must learn how to disappoint your woman in order to have a long-lasting relationship with lots of sex, love, and respect. But AD, if I become more selfish than my wife, won't that just create conflict and resentment? Won't she see me as an asshole who only cares about himself? Right now, you probably disagree with me about selfishness, and you probably are very selfless in your relationship. And you already have conflict, and she already resents you. That's why you're watching this fucking video. Again, the whole see me as an asshole thing tells me you are too concerned about how she views you when you need to be more concerned about whether or not she respects you or whether or not she's sexually attracted to you. I'm not saying to ignore your family's needs. You probably couldn't do that even if you wanted to. You're too kind, considerate, and loving of a guy. Nor should you want to ignore your family's needs. I'm saying do what's best for you, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you have a confidence of a 2 out of 10, then your son gets a father whose confidence is a 2 out of 10. Your wife gets a husband whose confidence is a 2 out of 10. But if you decide to be selfish and take some sort of course or spend time on a weekend alone or in some kind of boot camp or training and increase your confidence from a 2 to a 10, automatically by being selfish, and improving, your wife now gets a husband whose confidence is a 10 out of 10. Your son gets a father whose confidence is a 10 out of 10. By enhancing you, you enhance the lives of those around you by proximity. But AD, what about compromising, working together as a team? You've been compromising this whole time, bro, and it's not fucking working. That's gotten you where you are. Your woman wants you to disappoint her. She's never going to come out and say it because she doesn't even realize it. But the human female thrives on chaos. She needs chaos. She needs to feel good and bad. And if you don't give her something to feel bad about, she will find a way to feel bad anyway. And then she's going to blame you. She needs chaos. I repeat, she needs chaos. I'm telling you to create controlled chaos where you choose you over her consistently, therefore maintaining her attraction to you. She's going to bitch, she's going to moan, but she needs for you to disappoint her in order for her to remain attracted to you. She needs to know that you are the kind of guy who can tell her no without fear of her leaving. But AD, what's the difference between being more selfish than my wife versus being equally selfish or just being selfish enough? Why do I specifically need to out selfish her? Being equally as selfish probably isn't a thing, right? What I'm truly saying is this: choose you, yourself, and what you authentically want to do over what she wants you to do or what she wants you to provide to her. Give her only that which you genuinely desire to give, not everything she fucking asks for. Also, pro tip: female nature is unsatisfiable by nature, okay? They have a black hole of desire. You will drive yourself insane trying to meet all of her needs, and you're going to fail, and she's going to be upset. So your best bet is not even to play that game. It's a losing battle. If giving a woman what she wanted was the best way to keep a woman around and secure private access to her body sexually, then husbands would never be cheated on. But of course, we know husbands are cheated on. I talk to a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys have been cheated on or are actively being cheated on. And they are typically cheating with a man who is giving them far, 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 far less than their husband. But do you know what that man does give them? They give the woman chaos. They make her feel good and bad, happy and sad. Meanwhile, you look like a chump talking about happy wife, happy life. Stop that shit immediately. So what does out-selfishing your wife look like day to day? Out-selfishing her looks like you stop asking her for what she wants to eat when you guys are going out. Or it looks like her saying, hey, I'd love to get tacos. And you say, no, we're getting pizza. And then she might get fussy and say, why do you always get what you want? And then you just respond, because I say so. Or you can stay home. Doesn't matter to me. Okay. I recommend emphatically letting her know it's your way or the highway 90% of the time. The other 10%, feel free to give her what she asks for. Okay. It also looks like you just telling her, get in the car, we're going to eat. And then when she says where, you say it's a surprise. And in reality, you have no idea where you're going. You're just going to decide once you get in the car. The choice is up to you, not her. Another example of this might be giving her guidelines or giving her choices. You can say, hey, we're going out to eat tonight. What do you want to eat? You give her options. You can say pizza, Chinese, Mexican, pick one. And then you let her pick. However, you're still in control because you chose the options. Here's what changes when you start out-selfishing your wife. You stop asking for her approval on everything, and she starts respecting your decisions. You stop trying to satisfy her unsatisfiable desires, and she starts appreciating what you do give her. You stop compromising constantly, and she starts following your lead. Now, here's what changes in her behavior when you implement this. She starts to be attracted to you again. She starts to feel like, oh my God, this guy has a backbone. He has a spine. He's not afraid to tell me no. And it turns her on. She wants to jump out her drawers once again. Now, this is counterintuitive because she's not going to come out and say this to you. She's going to get upset. She's going to have a mean look on her face, and she's going to cross her arms or whatever else she does. However, that means you've just disappointed her, which is a good thing. As long as you're disappointing her, you're doing it right. As long as she's dissatisfied, you're doing it right. I know this sounds backwards. I know it goes against everything you've ever been taught, but you've also been taught a lot of beta male simp shit. So you're welcome. You're being blessed by the king now. But most of you guys have been taught to be losers. So that's okay. She is going to be fussy and upset in the moment, but over time, this is going to make her feel safe and reaffirm her attraction to you. And it feels better for you. You become the man who disappoints her, and she becomes attracted to you again. She'll bitch in the moment, but over time, the sex comes back, the respect comes back, the woman who was excited to be with you comes back. But if you keep being selfless and trying to please her, Here's what happens. You keep sacrificing, she keeps losing respect. You keep giving her everything she asks for, she keeps being unsatisfied. You keep compromising, she keeps resenting you. Eventually, she cheats with a man who gives her nothing but chaos, or she leaves, or you stay married and miserable. Is that really the future that you want? If you're tired of being selfish while your wife is being selfish and you want to learn how to out selfish her, reclaim your power, and make her respect you again, I built a complete blueprint that shows you exactly how to be strategically selfish, create controlled chaos, and flip the dynamic back in your favor. Click the link in the description of this video to get access to my blueprint on how to stop your wife's bad behavior once and for all. Or if you want the opportunity to work with me and my team one-on-one, go to the 30dayfix.net. Just a heads up, my services are not cheap or affordable. I run a luxury boutique service and only work with husbands who earn a minimum of $150,000 a year. We are the best at what we do and have a 100% success rate. Your wife is selfish, out selfish her, and watch what happens. Peace.